Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Investigamer, and I am here with
Brad Carney of Final Boss Entertainment. We're working on a game called WRACK.
They're working on a game called WRACK. You might have heard of it last year if you stuck around my channel. I wanted to go check it out at QuakeCon 2013, and I just couldn't find them. But now I'm here. Right.
Yeah, we're actually exhibitors this year. We actually have like a nice booth and everything. Nice sign, banner over there and everything. Yeah, but we've kind of been going to QuakeCon for the past several years, just kind of like trying to get feedback on our build and everything. But now, I mean, the game is close to completion, so we're trying to give us some more professional presentation and everything. And yeah,
I think it looks fabulous. I mean, I couldn't even tell that it was still in development. It looks like any completed game I've tried. It's a cell-shaded game, right? Kind of like Borderlands.
Yeah. I mean, we wanted to give it like an interesting kind of art style, and so we were kind of like inspired by games like Borderlands and 13, and just like really like nice, colorful games. Because like I mean, so many of the games that were coming out like now, especially shooters, like just such brown, photorealistic, like it's just
really
like
grungy, dark.
Yeah, just like really drab and uninteresting. And like we really want to do something different, something nice looking,
something fun, kind of like from your childhood in the late 80s, and really colorful.
Yeah. I mean, like I think a lot of like NES and Super Nintendo games, like they still look good now because like the art style, like even though the technology's outdated, it's like the art style like really really gives the game a longevity and just really like it gives it a timeless kind of look, and that's definitely something we're after. And plus, it also just complements the gameplay. This is a game where you're running at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You have a giant sword. You get kill chains, and wolves coming to your shots. Rainbow wolves, yeah. And so, like, if we gave it like a realistic look, like that just wouldn't fit with like what we're trying to do with the game. So
how is the game played when you jump in? Essentially, it's a first-person shooter. What is the objective?
Beat the level, kill all the enemies. It's really like the kind of classic style of FPS. Kind of like the Doom, or it's like, it's not too objective based. Basically, just get to the end, find the switch, find the portal, whatever, kill the boss. And this is a lot of kill the boss at the end. But like along the way, there are kind of minor objectives that you can complete if you want. Like find all the treasure, find all the secrets. Beat the par time, and in this game, beat the par score, which basically encourages you to like not die, get all these giant kill stages. It also encourages you to not pay attention to the giant rainbow wolf in front of you while you're being interviewed, who no one sees because he's behind the camera. Anyway, but it's kind of like all these like little optional objectives, and so it's like if you're like a real completionist like me, it's like you're just really encouraged to like really just go through and find all the secrets, get all the just really like
there are secrets.
Yeah. And like our style of secret in this game is kind of different than like the Doom style. Like a lot of the Doom style is like, oh, this wall is like slightly discolored, so it's like basically to find all the secrets, like you just go hump every wall in the game, and eventually, it all opens up. But in this, it's
wall with a crack in it.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, in this, it's like we'll put like a power up somewhere, or it's like visible, but you can't necessarily access it without. Usually there's some kind of trick to it. So I mean, part of the secret is like, I see that. How do I get to that? And then, so you got to kind of use your brain to figure it out.
There are a lot of people that still don't understand that. A game that launched with the PS4, WRACK, that I played and reviewed last year, just right through my very first playthrough, I got 90% of the secrets because it's just you walk by a wall and the entire wall is discolored and there's huge cracks and it's like, oh, I wonder what I do here. And you just destroy it and walk down a hallway.
Yeah, that's the kind of like grinding kind of secret where it's like that's not very like mentally engaging. That's not fun. It's just about like brute force, and like it feels like a chore. It feels like
homework assignment.
Yeah, exactly. So we really wanted to avoid that. Really want to do like fun, engaging kinds of secrets. So.
What tips do you... I ask this to every indie developer that I interview. What tips do you have for other people? Because there's a lot of indie developers that are trying to find their footing. They're trying to get their games off the ground, trying to get some notoriety. What tips do you have for rising people?
Well, I can speak from experience on this one, or more like something we should have done what we didn't. Like, I would definitely recommend Kickstarter, because I think like the biggest problem for indies is like marketing and exposure. We didn't do a Kickstarter. We kind of did like alpha funding and like early access. And like as a single player game, like I don't think that's like a good format for them, because like single player, like usually people like play through once. Sadly, I hope there's a lot of replay value in this. So I hope that's not the case for most people, but. Yeah, so it's like people are likely to play through once and then not like revisit it once it's completed. So they're kind of judging it and telling all their friends, things based on an incomplete version, which, it's unfortunate. So like by doing Kickstarter, like A, you get the exposure, and B, damn it, that wolf, and C.
Come over here. Hey.
Just so people know, like I'm not crazy. Like this is an actual thing.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Hi, my name is Candy. I want some candy. Can I have some candy?
There's candy in this bowl. There you go.
Snickers.
I want to take the whole bowl.
No. But so what was the question? Okay, the Kickstarter thing. So it's like not only do you like raise money, but like also you kind of like keep the game under wraps, so like you don't kind of spoil it for people who. So they're not playing it in an incomplete state, and then also like it helps with like the whole word of mouth exposure, marketing. Also, like it keeps your audience engaged without kind of popping that balloon. Yeah. So like going back, I kind of wish we had done Kickstarter, but at the same time, doing the whole alpha funding, kind of early access route, we have gotten to get a lot of good feedback from the audience. It's like just. People post bugs, people find issues, people, just little bits of feedback just really help, shape and craft the game. Yeah, and I mean, without early access and everything, like, WRACK definitely wouldn't be the quality of game it is, but kind of what's sad is, like, it might be more successful if we had done the Kickstarter and not gotten that feedback. So, it's kind of a trade-off.
Do you think conventions help, like bringing the game to conventions, showing people? Do you think they genuinely help, get the name out there?
I hope so. This is expensive, but no. I think they do. Especially if we've got like a game like ours, where it's like once you get your hands on it, like you see how fun it is, and like you see how nice it looks and everything. Like some games, like YouTube, like doesn't do them justice. Screenshots don't do it justice. So like those kinds of games, like you really got to get it out to conventions, and especially like. Especially I think if you're doing like a Kickstarter, like you really then need some feedback. You really need exposure, and like that's a good way to like get it to like a limited audience without popping your balloon too much. So,
there's been a few games that I've tried to do spotlights of. There are these videos that I just kind of do a couple of minutes of telling them what the game is and telling them whether I recommend it. And I usually do these about indie games. And there's been at least 3 or 4 games that I've done, and then I rewatch the video and I'm like, oh, this isn't doing it justice. No, it's way better than this. I wish I could capture that, but I just can't. Going back to what you were saying earlier about single player games, how people usually they play it one time through and they don't go back and do things a second try, and it's kind of unfortunate, with how many games there are today. In my line of work, when I review a game, as soon as I'm done with it, 6 or 7 hours, I have to go to the next game, otherwise I'll get left behind. And there's plenty of games that I would love to play more, like Dishonored, for instance. I've only played it once, but there are so many ways to approach it. And I don't know how you prevent that, how you give people more incentive to play it again.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough thing. I think it kind of depends on the person. Like some people are just incredibly social, so like they're gonna want to play like whatever's popular at the time. Especially if their friends are kind of like moving on something, they're gonna want to like join up with them and just kind of be one with the herd. I don't know, whatever term you want to use. But like someone like me, like I just tend to be like a very independent person. So it's like I kind of know like which games I like and which games I don't. So like the games that I know that I like I play the hell out of, and like I just really enjoy playing them. And then I just kind of like avoid the games that I don't really care for. I don't really worry too much about like what my friends are into or anything, or what the big sites are telling me what's cool right now. Yeah, it's just kind of like look, I like shooters, I like platformers, I like what's good, guy, and just kind of go based on that. So
how much is WRACK on early access right now?
It's currently $14.99. Probably not going to raise the price, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm still kind of deciding that. But hey, all the more reason to buy it now, right? But it should be out. We're looking at the end of September, so not too much time left in early access. Yeah. So it's encouraging that you looked at it and thought it looked like a finished game, because it pretty much is.
Yeah.
Just kind of finishing up some artwork. And
hearing one of the guys saying that it was discounted for QuakeCon or something.
Yeah, it's kind of a complicated thing. Like we were gonna like print out like a bunch of cards with codes on them for like 25% off. That was gonna be like $4,000. So like, that's like
Jesus.
That's a little pricey for our indie budget. So we're trying to give people here, like, just kind of give those codes out manually. So I mean, basically, it's like a Steam key, but instead of like giving you like the game, it's like a 25% off code. And we're trying to get those out there. We have like 5,000 of them. They expire like October 31st, so we really gotta get those out there. I'm open to ideas. Maybe we can give them to people watching this video. I don't know. I'm open to ideas, people. But they gotta go, so gotta do something with them. So.
And the question that they're all waiting for: will you give me a press copy so I can review this game?
Absolutely. Not only that, I'm going to give you a copy of the in development version. So, because like the version we have on Steam, it's a little dated, based, because we stopped doing the updates to really polish, and this is like the more polished version. So we'll get you the good one.
Sweet. In one sentence, tell people why they should get this game.
Because it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun, comma, and it looks great. So.
It does look great. I will make sure to splice in some gameplay clips. You're already seeing this, just to let you guys know how fucking awesome this game looks. I cannot wait to play it. I can't wait to spotlight it. It has been great.
Pleasure.
Thanks for giving me this interview, Brett.
Thank you.
That's your name, right?
Brad, yeah.
Okay.
Carnival.
Carnival.
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with Evil Con Carne?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Sorry. All right, well, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the Investigamer. Cheers.